I'm here with Tina, and her second name is
Bernawra.
and we are in Ngara.
Yeah.
This is where she grew up.
Yep.
And right now she's back from Switzerland.
Yes.
She is a specialist in creating art for the blind.
Yes.
And that's why I have followed her here. We are now in Ngara.
Yes.
And I thought I would show you a bit of Ngara. So here we are. And we are at her place. This is where she grew up. She had just come from Switzerland.
Yes.
So she has quite a diverse life. Thank you so much. Let us move on.
Like
Here we go.
front?
Let us go.
Yes. This is where I grew up. It's a great place.
Yeah, don't go too far ahead. Stay with me.
I will.
Uh-huh.
And I grew up with all of this around me. It's not really changed. I think they're changing it now. Just watch out for the stones. It's my way to school every day, getting a matatu from...
Where did you go to school?
I went to Aga Khan
Academy?
Primary.
Uh-huh.
And then I went to CGI2 Girls Secondary School in Parkland.
Uh-huh.
And
After that?
after that, I had to start working as a flight attendant.
Uh-huh.
We'll go this way.
Uh-huh.
And ended up to work in the science field after being a flight attendant in Switzerland.
Uh-huh.
So I was working in biophysics
Oh, wow.
for a while, and we'll go straight down here. This is my hood, if I could say that.
Uh-huh.
Had a lot of time being creative here.
It's beautiful.
It's great. It's the best vibe in the whole of Nairobi for me. I feel at home when I paint. It makes me so happy.
Wow.
It's incredible. So we'll just go further down.
Okay.
And I ended up in, watch out the step there.
Uh-huh.
I ended up in biophysics for a while. And realizing that was something wonderful to do.
Uh-huh.
But in terms of health-wise, it wasn't really great for me.
Why?
I injured my wrists a lot. Watch out for that. Because of a lot of experiments you have to do.
Uh-huh.
Watch out for the stones as well.
Okay.
And then I moved into engineering.
Oops.
Watch it. Engineering.
Uh-huh.
And I studied telecommunication engineering. Watch out. This was one of my main areas where I used to build a lot of things from Coke bottle tops and a lot of carton boxes to make my own cars.
Oh.
And we used to make a lot of sometimes guns and robbers. We used to play up here, so we used to find sticks and make some guns out of them. And a lot of kids would be here, so we'd be playing a lot. And there are a lot of tires. I don't know where they're gone. And we used to play with a lot of tires too. Blada, kati, everything happened here. Hopscotch.
But my dear,
Yes.
I only know boys who make cars.
Yes.
You're the first girl I've met. Huh?
I was the only girl here. There were only boys. So I got a little bit conditioned.
How fantastic.
So I learned a lot from them.
Uh-huh.
And I then took it upon myself to build my own toys eventually.
Oh, great.
Because we didn't have much here.
Uh-huh.
We only have these stones. Whatever we find, we make. Also balls from a lot of plastic bags, wrapped up together. And play here.
Oh,
So
okay.
this was a very creative realm.
Uh-huh.
And a lot of creative individuals come out from here as well, musicians. So it gives us a lot of space. And the best thing about this place is the parents give you freedom.
Uh-huh.
Nobody here is so controlling. The child is allowed to play until 7:30 in the evening.
Oh, wow.
It's really very...
It's very safe.
It's very safe and very welcoming, the attitude. Nobody has an issue with anything here. It's very chilled out. Everyone is so loving.
But this is very mixed, isn't it?
Yes.
These are Africans and Asians.
My family is the only Asian there,
Really?
and there's another one there.
Uh-huh.
And we're the hi, and they're the only ones here. But I know all of them since I grew up. Those are my neighbors since they know me when I was a very little girl.
So
Those
were
ones.
you playing with African boys?
Yes. Yes, a lot. Also with bikes. I grew up here. I grew up with only
Oh,
African.
fantastic.
My brothers and African boys. Yeah. So
Fantastic.
that's been a big part of my life in the
Okay.
creative, artistic area. So I was always an artist. We all were here.
Yes,
actually,
yes.
In that sense.
Yes.
So we'll just move up to the studio.
Okay. Well, we're here
Here, and I'd love you to.
in Tina's studio. Look at this. She hasn't been here in a few months. She had family issues, but now we're back.
Back
And how marvelous. This is where she works. It looks like it was once the living room.
Yes. We just moved out. I'll just go grab the other parts
No problem.
of the painting.
Go ahead.
And I'd love you to see the outdoors. Yeah.
Oh, yes. Here we
This
have,
is my,
this is her studio
my
area.
inspiration portal
Uh-huh.
out here. When I'm here, I'm home. And I can sit here all day just getting inspired. As I said, and I apologize for repeating, it's all subconscious. So I'd like
No,
to watch
you're-
a lot of things happen
Uh-huh.
to be able to put it up on canvas later.
Oh, wow. What a view.
Do enjoy it.
Okay. Wow, this is wonderful. Noisy out here. This is her view. Look at this. Isn't this interesting? Wow. Okay. Here we are. This is one of Tina's, this is one of her studios. This is the former, I think this is the master bedroom formerly.
it was the master
Her
bedroom.
parents have moved to Parklands.
Yeah.
And now she gets this whole apartment as her studio.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I'm quite lucky.
And so what, this is, you say you do your major works, you start them in here?
I start my major work, these are for the medium-sized paintings that I use this room for. And then the larger ones, by 2 by 2, goes into the living room. Because that's just easier for me to maneuver. And I'm also using different mediums for both.
So what are these? These don't look like automatic paintings.
This is automatic.
No.
It's a surreal automatism in the sense that I just place them without sketching. There's no sketching involved. It's just what I feel fits where it should fit in my brain. So it wouldn't make sense, I think, but it would in where you wanna lose control. It's the same thing. It's like a trance almost. I don't control where it's going, and then I'll see where it goes. Later, if I want to make a different series and more refined, is when I'll put in the details.
Yes, we're talking with Tina about making art for the blind, not the blind, the visually impaired, and the utility of it. What is it that you think is valuable when someone has a visual disability? What good is it to create art?
What good is it not to create art? I mean, I think just to play around with a playful approach to art is already a step to making it better for them in terms of texturizing. Art doesn't have to be flat. Art can be three-dimensional. They can work with paint in such a level that they can feel the textures, and they can make portraits if they just follow the contours of the textures. If they visualize an eye, perhaps they could draw an eye. It doesn't have to be perfect, but they could put texture and follow that texture and move it up until the nose and up until the mouth. I mean, they could create their own realm, own way of making art with their impairment, because that shouldn't be a limit. You know, we can always add paint over paint and give them this ability to have that skill to be able to develop something from their unconscious that is in their memory.
Now, you were saying that you thought that art for such people can be therapy.
Yes.
What do you mean by that?
For instance, it's like I take this approach when somebody goes to yoga. It's probably the same feeling for an artist. Yoga, it's a way to relax. It's a way to immerse yourself in beautiful colors, in various methods that perhaps you didn't even know yourself you had it in you. It's self exploration as well. You get to learn more about you, and perhaps, you know, appreciate something about you that you didn't know you had.
Now, have you created art for the visually impaired?
Yes, I have.
And you said that you incorporated Braille,
Yes, I did.
the language of the blind.
Yes.
How does that affect the artwork itself? What value is it to a blind person or visually impaired person?
For me, it is with the interaction is to guide them through the colors in the canvas.
So what does your Braille say?
So my Braille would tell them that this is a red circle, which equals to warm water, and that's cold color, blue, which equals to the coldness perhaps of the ocean. And then I guide them through with the Braille, with little aspects, not too crazy, to immerse them in my theme of the painting. So I would say it's people are in the city. And since it's subconscious based and in Nairobi, the painting is very much on Nairobi. So I'm taking them through the subconscious parts of Nairobi that I also felt that they could come with me and enjoy together, by color, by texture, by different materials they could feel, and to understand what I'm trying to say here.
Now, you know, when you go to an art gallery or a museum, they have guards on duty, usually, that tell you, do not touch.
Yes.
So how do you correlate that with what you do? You don't.
I don't. I think it's cut off. I do understand, because some of the paint on some of these great pieces of work like Pollock is still drying up. So I do understand that some of this oil is still drying up because there are layers of them. That's why this time I chose to work with acrylic, so that it can be tactile very soon and very possible, and nothing is damaged. But I do think it's cut off from the visually impaired and the cerebral palsy children, and just the matter of touching it and feeling the texture can bring a lot of feeling itself.
Now, can we look at some of this art? Is it at the Intercon?
It is at the Intercon.
Okay, so we will go to the Intercon.
Yes.
On our way to the Hotel Intercontinental, and I wanted Tina to tell me how her painting arrived and is hanging at the Hotel Intercontinental.
Wow, I'm also quite humbled by that myself when I heard it. It's only thanks to CBM and the former CEO.
CBM is who?
CBM is the Christian Blind Mission that I was doing the painting for. And the Intercontinental painting was put up there by the very humble and kind Miss Velma Kiome, who spoke with the sales and marketing manager to see that we could put it in a prime location so that we can get as much donation as we can for that painting, for the cause.
Now, is the painting for sale?
The painting is for sale, yes.
Oh.
Yes, it is.
And it has been painted for the blind. It's painted.
Yes. For the gesture to prevent blindness, because we want to raise the funds to be able to provide children who suffer from cataracts, and I think the correct term here would be visual impairment that can be reversed for these children. So we're aiming for about 200 to 300 children when we sell the painting to help them gain
So the
eyesight.
painting itself, when you say it's a painting for the visually impaired, it's, on the one hand, it is for them in the sense that it's a fundraiser for them.
Yes.
And it is a work of art for the visually impaired to appreciate.
And to touch and to completely immerse themselves in the various textures the painting has.
And the braille.
And the braille, to be able to read it.
Okay, well, we're almost there.
Yeah.
Now tell us about this painting.
This painting is very texturalized. Basically, you can feel everything in this painting apart from this part here. That's meant to represent the flat part of the painting, which is resembling the city. And here we have the rail. Where it's written red and warm to indicate to them that this is the ocean just by texture. Here I've written oil so that they understand that we should do something to protect the environment. So I'm guiding the visual impaired to a cause that I also personally feel, which is protect the ocean.
Oh, yes.
And it's called, and here you have people, which indicates to them that this is caused by humanity, just not humanity on its own. Here it's space is written because they resemble the moon as space. And over there it is written soft because the texture is soft. So I'm guiding them through the texture, to the theme, to the...
How long did it take you to make this?
7 months.
7 months?
Yes.
What about energy there, right in the middle?
Energy depicts to me that it should be... Energy is transferable. So if we could try to transfer energy in a positive manner, we could save planet Earth.
Well, let's see how this works.
Just go ahead. Just
Love.
Go ahead, touch it.
Where is that? Here, this is Braille.
This is all Braille.
This is Braille.
That's Braille.
Where's some more Braille?
Here. This is Braille. That's Braille.
Stop. Here's the... Oh, this is Braille. What does this say?
That's red. That's warm.
Oh, wow.
That's blue. That's blue. That's cold.
Oh,
There's
wow.
also hidden Braille here.
What does this say?
Love is work. So this is work. The title of the painting is written in Braille here.
What's it called?
Love is work.
Love is work.
Yeah, Upendo ni kazi.
Ah.
Upendo ni kazi.
Upendo. Fantastic.
Yeah.